सिकत्याय च प्रवाह्याय च ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. I think last time when we stopped at Pratharana, Uttarana, yes? Yeah? Okay. Prataranaya cha, Uttaranaya cha. The next mantra is Ataryaya cha, Aladhyaya cha. Ataryaya cha means the one who is the cause of rebirths, and Aladhyaya cha means the fact behind the experiences of the fruits of karma. Aladhyaya cha. Little bit heavy for the children? Yeah. Yeah. So, Om Sri Sai Karma Dhvamsine Namaha. But at the same time, the karma dhvamsa is actually, Swami says in many discourses, I am not responsible for any of the happiness or the suffering that you have. You are responsible for it. I have nothing to do with it. There is nothing that God is to do with what we go through. But the most foolish assumption is that when we think that we are happy, we are responsible for our happiness. And when we are unhappy, we actually think God is responsible for our unhappiness. The first question people ask, if Sai Baba is God, how is it that Sai Baba can't convert the entire India into the most prosperous nation and therefore take care of the problems of all the people? How, if God is really present, why is it that there are so many people suffering in this world? These are very common questions, isn't it? It's the most interesting aspect is we are all attributing lack of accountability and responsibility. It's always, when there is a problem, it is somebody else's problem. Why is India like this? Because of politicians. Yeah? When some, yes?
Once Swami said, like one devotee asked Swami, there's a lot of problem because of oil. Why can't you make all the oceans oil? Swami said, yeah, I can instantly make it. But one of your fools like you will put, he said, like you do the BD, and then you just throw it on the ocean, so the entire world will be wiped out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, in fact, one interviewer asked Swami that question. Swami, we heard that once you are going from Puttaparthi to Madras, and then there was no petrol in the car got exhausted. Swami asked Radha Krishna to go get some water, and when he got some water, Swami just churned his finger into the tumbler containing water, and Swami said, pour it. And he poured it, and the car went off to Madras without filling any gas. Hello? This truly happened. And then, so the interviewer pointed out that incident, and he said, we heard that you did that. Why can't you convert part of Bay of Bengal into oil, and then India's poverty will be, gone. And he said, yeah, that is true, but a fool like you going by will throw a BD into it, India will be destroyed. You think God is responsible for all our problems? No. Who is responsible? How are we responsible? Karma. What's that? How many of you attended Vaisi's satsang on Saturday? Yeah? How many of you did not attend Vaisi's satsang? That's the question. Okay. Did you? Halfway means you have to put like this. Not like, you should put like this. Okay. So, what did he say? Swami said, you throw a ball to the wall, and the ball will come back, isn't it? Right? Do you kind of think, oh, I'm expecting the ball might come back? The ball will come back, right? You don't say, oh, I'm expecting the ball may come back. Oh, maybe the ball should not come back. Oh, maybe the ball should come back faster than what I hit the wall with. Oh, maybe it should come back slower than the speed with which I hit it, the force with which I hit the wall. Do you do all that kind of analysis? You throw the ball to the wall, with whatever momentum you throw the ball to the wall, it will come back. You don't have what is called expectation about it, right? How many of you play the racquetball? Yeah? Yeah. And now the question is how to hit the ball exactly to the center of that spot. Huh? Now, imagine which fool will think, oh, let me hit the ball. Maybe the ball will just go through the wall. It won't come back. Is anybody thinking like that? But that's what the human being is thinking about any of our actions. All our actions today are responsible. They will have to come back at some point or the other. Bad actions will come back as bad reaction. Good actions will come back as good reaction. Then the obvious next step conclusion is, therefore, no action is equal to no reaction. Huh? No, he didn't say no action is equal to no reaction. As long as you have the body and the mind, you are bound to be engaged in action. There is no question about no action. Even a thought is an action. It's already happening. Huh? So, because the thought is so powerful that it will have to have come back even as a reaction. You think bad about some person, it will come back. Everything is, Swami said, there are 3 R's. What are the 3 R's? Reaction, reflection, resound. Reaction, reflection and resound. Those are the 3 R's. And Swami also said there are 4 S's. Oh my God, the alphabet soup of Swami. It starts with A, B, C. Starts with A, B, C. What is Swami's A, B, C? Yes? Reaction, oh my God, you're taking notes. That is scary. Reaction, reflection, resound. What is ABC? Anybody know what is ABC of life? Not American Broadcasting Corporation. Not that ABC. Always be careful. Wow. What is there is another C also. Always be cheerful. Yeah, that's also careful leads to cheerful. Huh? So there are 4 D's. Huh? There are 4 F's. There are like this. Swami has given so many. What are the D's? 4 D's. Anyway, the point I was trying to make here is Ataryacha is the karma. And karma is also leads to experience. So the karma and the experience associated with the karma, I salute to the one who is responsible. Hello? Anybody online? Okay. So the other mantra is Shashpyayacha Phenyayacha. Shashpya means tender grass. Phenya means fleeting foam. Shashpyayacha Phenyayacha Sikatyayacha Pravahyayacha. Sikatya means sand. Pravahya means flowing waters. Now, about the foam. Again, many of these things Swami has given this related to the previous mantra, which is how does the foam come? Water. The foam has a certain shape and lifespan associated with it, isn't it? Okay, without the water, there is no foam. Without the ocean, there is no wave. The wave and the foam come from the depth of the ocean too, isn't it? Huh? So, but how many of us are very happy about looking at the foam, even though we know that it is transient and it has to disappear instantaneously. So Swami says two things. Water bubble. What is the water bubble? Huh? Body is the water bubble. Mind is a mad monkey. Don't depend on the water bubble or on the mad monkey. Sikatyayacha pravahyayacha means the previous shashpyayacha phenyayacha means the one that is transient and temporary. That is how it is associated with understanding. Understanding the transientness of life is shashpyayacha phenyayacha. Sikatyayacha pravahyayacha. Sikatya means sand. Pravahya means flowing waters. This sand is really interesting when you walk on the beach, isn't it? It takes the shape of the wave that comes, right? And so the context of this is the momentum of the life, actually the karma actually shapes your future life. And also it depends on what you eat. Etti tindo, atti tepu, etti tepo, atti talapu, etti talapo, atti gunamu, etti gunamo, atti manishi. See how beautifully he took? What you eat leads to who you are. You are what you eat. Exactly. Therefore, please eat Taco Bell. Huh? Right? See, this eating business is also very interesting. We all think that eating outside nowadays has become a kind of a status quo, isn't it? In India, at least I know. Eating outside means status quo, enjoying life. But you have no idea how the person has even cooked, how it is prepared, etc. Eating at home is boring. Let's go out. It's boring. Huh? But the person that is preparing at home, you know who is preparing it, with what type of purity they are preparing it, with how much love they serve you. All those components are missing when you go out and eat. And how the human karma is associated with what you eat, what you think, and what you act upon. All these things, the one that is responsible behind all of those, I salute to him. Let us chant one more time. I think that's the end of this. Yes.
How can you prove that something is a result of your karma?
How can you prove that something is a result of your karma? Meaning, there is no need to prove. Why do you want, what is the reason?
How do you know that karma, the result of a karma will exist, will go on to your next life or whatever? How do you...
What is the proof of, how do you actually live through? You have to be having a common thread to understand, okay, previous karma, previous life I did this, therefore I have this karma, I have this. So the only one that will know that will be God. And that's what did you all remember the story of Dhritarashtra that I shared? Yes. Dhritarashtra asked the same question to Krishna. Said, I am a born blind. In fact, Dhritarashtra's blindness is caused by the karma of his mother. Dhritarashtra was born blind. Why? Because what happened? Mahabharat. Huh? She closed her eyes to serve Vyasa. Before, when he came, she got scared of the form of Vyasa, who was very dark in complexion, and he had all these vibhuti, white vibhuti smeared on dark complexion, and he had jatas, and his eyes were blazing like fireballs. When he entered to serve him, she felt fearful to serve. When you serve somebody, you don't feel fear. And in that context, she closed her eyes, and therefore she had a blind boy. What happened to the other one? Ambika, Ambalika. Those are the two ones that served, right? Then, so basically, the context of the karma is when. Now the question comes is, since we cannot exist without karma, how do we actually make sure that the karma that we do does not bind us? That is the most interesting context of the essence of entire Bhagavad Gita is that only. It's very easy to say, Chumma, everybody will say, sir, what is this, sir? Everything is done by God only, sir. Yeah. I mean, everybody you talk to, this is the most common thing. But truly speaking, that particular surrender of karma comes with an incredible spiritual grounding only. It doesn't ordinarily, to be engaged in action, but not to be associated with the fruit of the action, requires so much of incredible spiritual grounding. And in order to, how do we get that? You get that only when you are not attached to your body and the mind. You'll be engaged in action with that and won't pay attention to the fruit of the action if you don't have attachment to your body and to your mind. And to do action without attachment to the body and mind, that is a nishkama karma. But even that karma, for the greatest of the souls also it happens. When it happens to the greatest of the souls, it is a blessing to the humanity. When it happens to people like me, it is a disaster to the community. So, common people, it is a disaster. And so, but the question, I don't know if I have answered your question or not. How does one calibrate? Well, there are incidences or accounts about how does a guy that is a 4-year-old able to, do so many wonderful things, like scientists or artists or etc. There has to be some continuation of the thing. It cannot be. It's not the influence of the environment, right? How can a 3-year-old boy or like child prodigies, or how do child prodigies come into existence? Is it conceivable that a human mind that is that much of age able to accomplish that great things in such a short span of life? Ordinarily not possible. There must be something behind how they got tuned into this way before even they came into birth. Right? That's one way to understand this. The other way to understand is, like Swami says very beautifully, if you sow, weed seeds, you can't expect to get mango fruits out of it.
But you sow socially.
Yeah, I work for a seed company, so I have to bring that. You can't expect to have a cucumber come out when you put a Karela seed in it, yeah? Even though they are both the same family also. So, in the context of what we sow as our... Now the question is, if you sow a seed that is fried, it will not germinate. So the germination is the pre-programming that is coming in, and in order for the seed not to germinate, if you fry the seed, it won't germinate. If you remove the husk of the rice, the bran associated with that, then there is no germination of that rice. In order for the rice to germinate, what needs to be along with it is the husk. And the husk is the one that is a janmantara samskara, that you need to lose the identity associated with the body and the mind. Then there is no rebirth. How do we actually then how do you actually fry this mind not to have a rebirth? Only one thing, namasmarana. Nothing else can do that. Even karma cannot do that. Because so much of seva, you can keep on doing the seva, but if you do the seva chanting the name of the God, whatever you did is automatically surrendered. It's the simplest sadhana. one can actually do. How do you, it doesn't need to be some kind of, some heavy duty tapassu, yama, niyama, yoga, dhyana, nishtha, all those things are not required. Simplest thing to do is whatever we do, when we do with the name of God on our lips, that's when it gets totally fried. Because the action is not associated with you anymore. The action is associated with Him. You're doing it on His name. This is very important to understand. Therefore, when God gives His name to an organization, remember, everything that is being done is on His name. He is the one that is doing it. He is the deed, and He is also the benefactor, the beneficiary. Everything is Him only. That's how you come to karma. Context is that Dhritarashtra's story is a very powerful one. How Krishna explains to Dhritarashtra that he, even though he was blind, he asked the question, what did I do? I never did any bad thing to be able to deserve this kind of a torture of all my 100 children getting killed right in front of me. Then he told him what he was several thousands of years ago. And now the seed that he sowed at that point of time